bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
I love that intro. I really love that intro. It gives me everything that I want. A bit of Marvel, a bit of Tottenham. Can't beat it. You cannot beat that intro. Gets the blood. I want to go run through a brick wall, Philip. I do. I want to
not advisable, Dermot. Not advisable.
I want to put my hard hat on and run through a brick wall for Ange Postecoglou. That's what I want to do.
Send him the bill then for the repairs.
And send him the bill then for the repairs. But I am going to do that. I'm going to video it. Philip's going to video it. Me running through a brick wall for Ange Postecoglou. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Thfc, a home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future with me, Dermot, a.k.a. Dermot John, the delusional one who lives in the clouds somewhere with Dave, as me and Dave are the most delusional Spurs fans around. And the man that brings me down to earth, Mr. Philip Brady, a.k.a. the Irish Tom Jones, and a.k.a. the Irish Roger Taylor, when he plays drums on the Tuesday. Now, you can't have a go at me for calling you the Irish Roger Taylor, because he was a drummer for
Failed to excite me with that introduction.
Well, Dave did get his own back on you for me last night, or for you on me last night. You did. Now, I stupidly said, right, I used to do, for a year in Spain, I was a nervous impersonator when I was younger. When I was a lot slimmer, black hair, long sideburns. And as soon as I came on...
You shouldn't have told me that.
I know that. Well, Dave did get me last night for you. So, Dave, you did get your own back on me. But anyway, Mr. Brady, how are we this morning?
Yeah, grand. Yeah, fine. Still basking in this top of the league thing. We're not used to this, you know.
No, we're not.
Yeah, in fact, there was an article in the Daily Telegraph yesterday about how Spurs are the real deal. That they're no longer to be taken lightly. That Spursy is going to be a thing of the past under Ange, and who knows where we're going to end up.
Yeah. Look, I've just seen Chris's message. We will get to that. Wow.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, well, you'll see it in a minute. We've got Andrew Gregory. Big up, Andrew. Good afternoon, guys. Dermot and Philip are the greatest Irish duo since Foster and Allen. What do you reckon, Philip? We're the greatest Irish duo.
Okay, now Foster and Allen. Let me see. Can we do anyone better than that?
How about Cannon on Ball?
What about Pat Short and what do you call? Yeah, that's a better one. Pat Short and John Kenny. The Unbelievables.
Yeah. Cool, yeah, we're the untouchables, aren't we? And
Untouchables,
can I
yeah.
just put it out there? We are the original. Nobody can beat us. 4:00 show on YouTube. We will never be anywhere else but on here at 4:00. We are the home of the latest and breaking Spurs news. I'm putting it out there. So you want the best Spurs news, you come here 4:00 every day. Either myself or Philip or Mia, or me and Mia. When that show goes, everything goes sideways. This is why Philip is sensible one out of this gang. Chris Welsh says, big up, lads. I would say I'm in a good mood, but I'm shaking and fuming. Random stranger just walked into my house. I'm shaken and I confronted him. My mum had to hold me back. This world is worrying.
God,
fucking hell.
That's very worrying. Good God.
It's very worrying, Chris. Are you all right, though? Is your mum all right? That's the thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get rid of the guys? Gone?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Did you clump him one? I would.
Give him one from us, will you?
Yeah, give him a clump for us. Yeah, let us know if you're all right, Chris. And there's anything we can do, man. Just reach out to me and Philip, either on WhatsApp or email us. We're there to help. Look, you should not do that, Philip. And look, I hope you're all right, and I hope your mam's all right. So let us know if everyone's
Sign of the times, isn't it? We're living in.
It is. And look, we may get into that in the podcast, Philip, about the times, because there's a lot more going on in the world.
Yeah.
And look, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. I think
the breakdown of law and order everywhere.
Yeah, there is. Afternoon, fellas. Are you doing a watch along for the rugby final, Mr. Brady? I leave this to you because we are, aren't we?
Oh, we are indeed. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't do the 3rd and 4th place because that's clashing with a certain team playing at Crystal Palace on Friday night, so we can't do that. But yeah, we're doing the final on Saturday night. Looking forward to that. That's going to be
actually may have that covered, Philip. I may have that covered. I have to speak to somebody. We may have that covered. It won't be us doing it. But we may have that covered.
All right, okay. Be 2 places at one time then.
Yeah, I have a plan. I'm like Hannibal at the A-team. I've got a plan.
No, you're more like Baldrick at a Blackadder. I have a cunning plan.
I have a cunning plan. It might not work. Yeah, I know. I've seen Baldrick. I have a cunning plan. May not work, but I've got a cunning plan. Right. I like Blackadder in the World War I when they refuse him to go over the top. It's the most funniest bit of comedy.
The bit when he goes back, he says, "Oh dear, I forgot my stick." That's right. Yeah. So you wouldn't want to face the German machine guns without your stick. Yeah. Classic
so
stuff.
True.
Really
it is classic stuff. Chris, this is not an accident either. Don't care what anyone says. You can't defend that. No, you can. Nobody has a goddamn right to go into your own property. That is fucking ridiculous. And I hope, and as Wayne says, Chris, did you get the police involved or was business taken care of? I would have taken care of business. Fuck the police or the guards.
Should the police take hours to come anyway?
Oh, yeah. They probably come and think, well, there's nothing we can do, sir. Yeah, give me 5 minutes alone with them with my fist.
Well, do you know, Jeremy, do you remember the robbery that I had? My stuff was taken there. Yeah, I got a phone call from the police 3 weeks after it happened. As if that was going to help, 3 weeks after it happened.
Yeah, we've just looking into it, sir. We have found your drum kit, but it's somewhere across the Irish Ocean at the moment, and it's outside your restriction.
Yeah, no, it's just another statistic, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Luke Chapman says Northampton 2, Leyton Orient 2. Don't tell.
Is that a result from last night?
Probably is, yeah. Don't tell Daniela. She won't be happy with that. But look, Chris, keeping my door locked from now on during the day. Yeah, we do. We keep our gate locked. If we're staying in, we don't open the gate.
But we're the place we're living in during the day. We leave our front door unlocked. At night, obviously we lock it, but it'd be unheard of in this village for something like that to happen. But you never know. You just never know.
I'm shaking and angry, and police just give you the
guards
and the police, they don't do really anything, Philip.
You become a statistic, and that's it.
Yeah. Philip is number 125. I'm number 126.
1,000.
Now, I had a fella come to my house the other day. Right, this is true. He's an Arsenal fan, right? But he's also like a Sinn Féin bringer thing. But we got talking about football. He's an Arsenal fan, so he's got his problems there. This fella was about 80, right? Well, he spent about 10 minutes talking to me about anything bar what I wanted him to talk about. It was so funny.
Well, if you're talking about Arsenal, you wouldn't want to be talking about them.
No, it really wasn't. Now, let's get on with it, Philip. How was your drumming last night? Let's get on to that first.
Yeah, we had a great night last night.
Did you
absolutely.
make any money? Because I know the last few weeks...
Not a lot. No, with a massive crowd now and some really good acting on last night. And it was really good, really good. I'm still, my back is still sore, but I'll be sitting along in one position for a long time. So, but it was a good night, very good night.
Chris says I punched him. That's when my mum held me back. Your mum should have let you go, but then you would have been in trouble. So
and you'd be the one, and you're right. Just punch him and get rid of him, and that's it.
Yeah, said. But anyway, Daniel Levy has come in for a lot of criticism. Philip, has Tottenham guaranteed after Ange Postecoglou masterstroke and Pep Guardiola claim? Now this comes from. Big up Thermo and Elvis.
Oh dear.
Oh Lord. I think he's got that the wrong way around, to be fair.
I think so.
Oh dear. But big up Tequila. Hope you're doing all right. And then we've got the one and only. Now, this is trouble. This man comes in, you're guaranteed trouble. He sits there with his
fighting the phone box.
He would start, I tell you, went into a phone book. Carl Simpson will start a fight in it. But big up, Carl. He says, afternoon, gents, and everyone in the chat. Big up, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Carl is sitting in his house with his white cat playing with his pussy. And thinking of taking over the world. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Oh, the man that starred in Shaft died today.
Yeah, Richard Roundtree. Yeah.
I love that.
And I'm just reading something else. This is absolutely crazy. Did you read about the Alaskan Airlines off-duty pilot?
No.
He was accused of trying to switch off the engines on a flight that he was deadheading on. Apparently, he says he took magic mushrooms before the flight, and he was all over the place. He hadn't slept for 40 hours. Now he's been charged with 83 counts of attempted manslaughter.
Oh, God.
I don't think he'd be flying for Alaskan Airlines again somehow.
Imagine, right? Yeah, you get taken into the thing. What's your defense for wanting to turn the engines up? Well, I took some magic mushrooms.
Bloody mushrooms, yeah.
The mushrooms made me do. Anyway, let's get back to Tottenham. Daniel Levy has Tottenham guaranteed after Ange Postecoglou masterstroke and Pep Guardiola claim. Now, this comes from Simon Jordan this morning, Philip's favourite person of the whole wide world. And that was the second bit. This is the first bit. Now, the quote goes on, Daniel Levy has been praised for his role in appointing Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou over the summer as his side went back to the top of the Premier League on Monday with a 2-0 win over Fulham. The often maligned owner has seen his place within the club change drastically in the past year. It's attempting to steer things back towards challenging for major honours once more. Since Spurs sacked Pochettino in 2019, there has been a struggle to assert themselves alongside the league's best with the sheer amount of funds made available to Eric Ten Hag, Chelsea, several managers, I like that, and Pep Guardiola. Even Lego Man at them lot down the road have all been used as a stick to beat the chairman with. Now, Simon Jordan goes on, well, maybe there should be a Tottenham fans apologising to Levy. Now, very quickly, can you ever see that happening? Tottenham fans apologising to Levy?
No. I can. The only way Spurs fans could apologise to Levy would be to chant his name at the ground, and I can't ever see that happening, no matter what he does.
Unless we win the league.
Even if we win the league.
Yeah.
I think he's too far gone with a lot of fans,
Yeah.
He might. You never know. In the heat of the moment, they might do it. I'd actually like to see that happen if we did win the league, because he would have been instrumental in helping it.
There wasn't a huge groundwell of people saying about Postecoglou, the former Crystal Palace owner, told Talksport. There were names linked to Tottenham, but the problem was who's going to appoint them. I think at that point, Daniel Levy could have appointed Pep Guardiola, and certain sections of the fan base would have shouted Levy out because that's where he was in the regard. Do you agree with Simon Jordan there, Philip? Or do you think he has his point?
I do totally agree with him. Yeah, I do. I think he's really hit the nail on the head there. He has,
Now, in my opinion, Philip, I don't think we should apologise to Levy. It's the fans that should keep him grounded to know when we're not happy and where we're happy.
Yeah.
But does he deserve praise for appointing Postecoglou?
Oh, he does. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there were other names mentioned. Remember Arnie Slot and Nagelsmann and whatever, But I mean, we were keen on Postecoglou from the start because we knew what he could do at Celtic. And I think it was fair dues to Daniel Levy. Now, he may not have been his first choice. Let's not get beyond that. He may not have been first choice, but by God, it's worked out very well for us. It really has. And we'll continue to do so. Like, I don't think Ange can even believe how much the players have bought into his tactics and stuff so quickly.
Yeah.
He thought it took him 3 months at Celtic. It's taken him 3 weeks at Spurs.
Yeah.
Think about it.
A, has that been because the players were good enough to be there anyway, Philip, and they just needed guiding? And B, has the Harry Kane situation helped in that matter?
I think, all due respect to Harry Kane, I think everything was channeled through Harry Kane when he was there. Everything was routed through get the ball to Harry Kane, let Harry Kane do this. Now Harry Kane is gone. The other players who were maybe only as bit parts last season are now becoming the main men in the team. Plus the addition of James Maddison, which is now being called the best footballer in Britain at the moment. Yeah. And I quite agree with that. The guy is playing out of his skin because he knows he's at a club that he can express himself.
Yeah.
Now, if he'd have been in that team last season, he probably would want to transfer at the end of it, out of the club. Because nobody was expressing themselves. Nobody was allowed to express themselves. But Ange just come in, put his arm around all these guys' shoulders. And I think every single one of our players is 20% up performance-wise on last season. So just bear with me for a second.
Cannot get the staff these days. You really can't. You're doing a show and then he goes, I don't know. We've got Tequila said we're just trying to save fuel. Probably it's expensive now. That's the pilot. That's true. Carla's saying, nice one, pilot. We don't need engines. I can glide it into the land of pillows when they're talking elephants. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. He's saying, what are we meant to be sorry for? Exactly. We shouldn't have to apologize. It's his job to provide the money and provide the infrastructure for the manager to provide us with a winning side. So no, we don't have to be sorry, and we shouldn't have to apologize either. Sorry, Matt, for waiting. Yeah, exactly. For waiting 15 years. Exactly. Stephen Thomas never apologizing to Levy. He struck lucky again. Yeah, he did struck lucky with Ange. He really did. Adrian saying, if Dermot randomly enters your house, be sure to blame the magic mushrooms. Exactly. Absolutely exactly. I'm not apologizing, Carl says to Daniel Levy. What about all the other years of bad decisions? Locked out with Poch signing and looks like he's done it again with Ange. Exactly. Look, look. Daniel Levy deserves credit for appointing Ange Postecoglou. Yeah. And look, we've had a good summer transfer window. Yes. But apologizing for the mistakes he's made, no. We don't apologize to him. We are there to let him know when he's made a mistake. We are Tottenham Hotspurs. I've said it all along. It's not the manager, it's not the players, it's not the owners. The fans are Tottenham Hotspur. If we want there'd be no club. If we want there'd be no Tottenham Hotspur. So we are the face. We are the voice of Tottenham Hotspur. We're the voice of the club. And he's got to listen to us. He's got to bow down to his stubbornness. He's got to bow down to his ignorance of not backing managers, not backing people with players to win stuff, to win a league, to win an FA Cup, to win a League Cup, to do well in Europe. We've had plenty of opportunities where we could have won a league, we could have won the Champions League if we had improved, if we had bought certain players. Look, we for years have been striving for the very best at Spurs, and we haven't had it for years. We've had a side that's been a poor reflection of the name Tottenham Hotspur, of the game plan we play, of the way that we should be playing, and we haven't done that. And I think Levy should be blamed rightly and surely for the mistakes he has made, for the money he's wasted on players. You spend 60 million on Dembele, who's a waste of time. Yes, he's made some good signings. Yes, he's made some good appointments. Radnap, Poch, now Postecoglou. Good signings. Could we have backed Poch more? Yeah, we should have done. Could we have backed Poch after finishing second in the league? We should have bought on from that. We should have built a team around the players we wanted. Did we waste the generation we had with Harry Kane and Dele Alli and all them players? Yes, we did. But again, them players also have to take a share of responsibility for not turning up for finals, for not turning up for big games. So not all the blame can be laid at Levy. The majority of it can be laid at Levy, but the majority has to be laid at the fans of the players and the managers for not making the right decisions at the time. Champions League final, should we have played Luka Moura ahead of Harry Kane? Hell yeah, we should have done. But again, it was, we're going to have to play Harry Kane. Now look at this now. We haven't got Harry Kane. Look how far we've come. We're top of the league, 2 points clear. Could go 5 points clear on Friday. And that's without Harry Kane. It's not done yet. There's still more work to do. There's still more building to do. But we're building a foundation now. And I think Levy has to now learn from his mistakes and back Poch and back Postecoglou in every which way we can to make this club more successful and win major honours. That's all we've ever asked for. It's all we've ever wanted, a team we can believe in. We've got a manager we can believe in. We've got players we can believe in. Let's see, can we back it now? Can he back this manager to bring us to the promised land where we need to be? We've got Andrew Gregory. Simon Jordan is a close friend of Levy. Levy got lucky with Ange like he got lucky with Poch and Radnap. Yeah, exactly. Reason why, Philip, is because the players have been starved of being allowed to express themselves, and that's very true. Do you know, look, I've always said Harry Kane is a once-in-a-lifetime generational player. He's our Jimmy Greaves. Nobody will ever match, I think, Harry Kane's record at the club. And he may come back again to end his career at the club. But were we a side too reliant on the one player? And I think the answer to that is yes, we were. We went through a phase, every time Harry Kane didn't play, we didn't win. And we did go through a phase of that. And I don't know if it's on the Mourinho. I think it was. So let's thank Harry Kane for his time at Tottenham, for the joy he's given us. But let's move on now. Let's build this Tottenham side are playing with more freedom, more ability, A, because of the manager, B, because of the system we're playing and the attack and football we're playing, and B, we're not relying on one man. We're not relying on a Harry Kane to get us goals, and his time has come. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Tequila says 3 defensive. It does that to you. 3 defensive managers do that to you. We've got the likes of Mourinho, Conte, and Nuno, all defensive managers. It's not how we play. We don't play defensive. We're an attacking side. To dare is to do. That's the motto at Tottenham Hotspur. To dare is to do. To dare is to do means to attack is to do. You keep pushing forward. You attack. We had that under Ozzy. And look, it may not have gone right, but you look at the Bill Nix side of the 60s. You look at the Keith Birkinshaw sides of the 80s. All attacking teams that won trophies the Tottenham way. And everyone keeps saying, what's the Tottenham way? The Tottenham way is never give up. Always attack, never give up. Give your all for the shirt, give your all for the badge. And never stop. And we stopped doing that. After Poch, we went away from that. We went to a defensive type of football. It's not us. Never has been, never will be. And the sooner we shelve that, don't need to start swearing now, Mr. Brady. The sooner we can show off them shackles of them defensive managers, and that what we've done on the Pochecoglou has been absolutely amazing. And long may it continue. Long may it continue. He says Elvis has left the building, not once, but twice. Chris says, I only listened to Simon Jordan from an owner's perspective. Yeah, which is fair enough. But his boxing knowledge, he pretends he's right about boxing when he don't know what he's talking about in that sense. Look, Simon Jordan, for me, is a great listen to. in the morning. He really, really is. But he doesn't know everything. He doesn't always get it right. I think some of his things that he says on TalkSport are a bit out there, but he's always worth a good listen. And he knows nothing about boxing. I agree with you, Chris. I really agree. I will issue a public apology to Daniel Levy on one condition: he sells the club. Yeah, that's fair enough. Look, as I said before, we shouldn't apologize to him for demanding what we want. And we never should. But we also have to be given praise when he's due praise. Now, Philip, a lot of people are saying we don't have to apologize to Daniel Levy, and I think that's right. And I gave my reasons while you were talking to Daniel Levy on the phone, making sure was everything okay. Do you agree with Khan here? I will issue a public apology to Daniel Levy once he sells the club.
Yeah, well, that may come in due course, but no. But I think the ultimate apology to Daniel Levy was sort of said chanting his name at the ground, which I don't ever see happen. But no, I mean Daniel Levy, he's focused. He's not going to worry whether he gets an apology from the fans or not. Really, he knows the level of animosity against him has probably died down a good bit over the last few weeks because of how the team is doing. Like, it's amazing what a successful team can make you forget what's gone before. But we shouldn't forget what's gone before. But at the moment, let's just live and enjoy the moment.
The thing is, Philip, look, what's gone before is we had in the team. Look, I just said it right. We could have backed Poch after the Champions League final. But again, the players have to take responsibility, and so do the managers, Philip. You can't just blame one person. It's like Poch should never have picked Harry Kane for the Champions League final. Should have been Lucas Moura.
Absolutely. That was the selection mistake that cost him his job, I think.
Yeah. The mayor always comes up with a good antidote to this. For a kick here or a kick there, we could have been successful.
Yeah, or a penalty decision here, or a penalty decision there. Yeah.
For a lack of insight, for a lack of enthusiasm, maybe, or maybe with the new stadium. Are we now could we be reaping the rewards of all this turmoil we've had for the last 21 years, Philip?
Yeah, very possible. Like, I mean, football is a game of small margins, really, as you said. A kick of the ball here, a penalty decision, whatever, it could have changed our entire season, our entire outlook on things, So, I mean, I'm just thinking that, remember the Battle of Stamford Bridge, the United Leicester won the league. If we'd have won that match, who knows what would have happened after that? So, it's just, I think we deserve a little bit of good fortune now, because we all know we've had enough dodgy decisions gone against us in years gone by,
And Andrew Levy said we got our Tottenham back. Well, it was his incompetence that took it away from us in the first place, and it was Philip. And do you think he's got to look? He never apologized for taking us into the European Super League. He's never apologized for the mistakes he's made. He's always blamed everyone else. He's never took responsibility for the mistakes he made. So does he owe us an apology for putting us through what he did, what he has put us through?
No, we're never going to get that. He went on that interview on BT Sports and kind of did admit he made mistakes in the past. All right. So I think that's as near as we're going to ever get from an apology from him. It really does.
Now, on the 21st,
I don't think he's that type of guy.
Yeah. On the 21st of December, a ruling will come out about the European Super League, Philip, about if UEFA and FIFA were right to sanction the clubs that went into the Super League, mean banning them from their leagues. Now, there is a ruling that's coming out the 21st of December on that, which, if it goes the European Super League way, could actually bring that further down the road. Do you think Levy's still got an eye on that European Super League?
No, I don't think so. I'd
Why?
be very surprised if he did. I just feel he'd be foolish to. He'd be foolish to. Listen, maybe he has got his eye on it. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not inside his head. I don't know, but I think that it cannot be seen to lead any fresh attempt to join the Super League, because I think, look what happened the last time. Look at the outcry, and it'd be just the same again if it happened again. So no, I think he'd be. Listen, why doesn't he just enjoy what he's got at the moment? A new stadium, crowd sold out every match, new great manager, team top of the league. What more can you want at the moment?
Yeah, but you got to look ahead to these things, Philip, because this is still rearing its ugly head. This is still
maybe.
coming around the man.
I want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it.
Now, if Tottenham, look, I'm going to put this to you now. And there's also David Shinner. I will get to your comment. It's a very good comment which came out yesterday, and I want to get Philip's points on it. If Tottenham do sign up to this European Super League, which is, I suppose, the clubs want bigger share of the pie than to get out the Champions League, Philip. Would that stop you supporting Tottenham?
Probably not. Probably not. For all the blustering people would say, it probably wouldn't, because they get used to it. I just don't. I wouldn't be in favour of it, but I suppose, like everything else, we get used to it. But no, I wouldn't stop me supporting the club.
But can you see the morale between the clubs and UEFA over the Champions League? That's been reformatted now for next season, Philip? It's gone into a league sort of system. Is this UEFA's way of saying to the big clubs in Europe, look, we'll take your idea, we'll put it within the Champions League, and we give you... Is it all about money? Is it all about bigger the pie, the share of the pie?
Everything's about money. Everything's about money. Everything's about money. Yeah. I think what'll happen there, we'll see how that new format in the Champions League goes for a season or so, and whether the clubs make more money out of it might just knock back their enthusiasm for a Super League. If it doesn't work out the way that they wanted to, then possibly the Super League will rear its head again.
Yeah,
we'll have to wait and
see.
Think so.
Beyond 72, the fact we can go 5 points clear fifth, so it does feel a bit surreal, to be fair.
It's nosebleed time.
It is nosebleed. We've got David Shinner. Big up, David. Says, good day, Philip and Derman, all the chat. Good day, David. How are you? Hey to Carl, and Carl is saying hello to Keela, all saying hello to each other. And then this now come out yesterday. What does this talk about? A hard salary cap. Now, I don't know if you've heard about it, Philip.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Now, we talked about salary caps before, Philip, and about how much clubs can spend to bring the transfer market down. Can you see it happening?
They have it in the NFL, or the soccer league in America. There's so many, they're allowed to play so many players top wages, and the rest of the guys are on the salary cap. So, do you know something? I think it would be a good thing for the game, because when you see young lads at 21 years earning 150 grand a week, it's completely out of sort of step with what they should be earning. We think of the likes of Jimmy Greaves was earning 20 quid a week when he was playing, and now you got a guy with a fifth of his ability earning a million times that. No, I think a salary cap would be a realistic salary cap, not a one that would have boys back on 5 grand a week. You want a realistic one, maybe of 100 grand a week or something like that.
5 grand a week still a lot of money, Philip.
Oh, it is, yeah. I'll give you an example on the Spurs team. Papa Sarr is only on 10 grand a week, right? Now, how must he feel playing alongside James Maddison, who's on 175 grand a week?
Yeah, but James,
they're doing the same job for the team. I know, but you know what I'm saying? There's a huge difference there in the wages, and so a salary cap would probably affect James Maddison there more than it would affect Papa Sarr. Papa Sarr would probably go up, while James Maddison will come down. So again, is that going to cause unrest among the players? So, it's a very delicate one. It's a very delicate one.
But should clubs be made to spend within their means, Philip, so they don't get into debt, so we don't start losing football clubs all over the place? Tottenham have spent within their means. That's why we're not in debt. Okay, we are in debt over the stadium, but it's a long term. That's a long term thing. But you look at these teams that are owned by royal-rich countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, or them like Man City, Newcastle, Chelsea, who are owned by, they've spent over $1 billion on transfers, Philip. We've got Liverpool, FC, the American owners as well. Do you think Daniel Levy's blueprint on how to run a football club should be the way to run a football club, or do you feel it has to be a mixture of the both?
Well, some of the things where he runs the club is good. Obviously, we know that. Some of the things he's not bad is bad. Now, whether he's a blueprint for another club, I don't know. The way Spurs are run financially is a blueprint, because we don't overspend, as you say. We're never going to get caught out in FFP. Other clubs are spending beyond their means, but they're the clubs that have the backing of foreign governments, foreign entities like Man City, Newcastle, Manchester United up to a point, although their spending's been severely curtailed now because of the Glazer thing. So I think, yeah, I mean, it's clubs can take a lesson from Spurs on how to financially manage their club. Other teams will get into trouble. Definitely. I see there's some problem with Everton now at the minute. I think they've been threatened with a points deduction. I presume
And
that's a
also
financial thing as well. You know,
to bring Bill Kenwright's family
Bill
as well.
Kenwright died. Yeah. You know that
Passing
he
as
appeared
well.
in Coronation Street back in the day.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
But he sadly passed away. A beloved Evertonian. Absolutely loved
He
the
was.
club.
He was a good guy. Now he got badly
Yeah.
caught up in a lot of the shenanigans around Everton, the ownership of Everton, but he still stayed as chairman. So you know.
Yeah. So he really is. But our thoughts go out to his family and Everton Football Club.
And also the date that's in it, Dermot. The match on Monday was the anniversary. Another great anniversary, which maybe wasn't recognised quite as much as it should have been.
Bill Nick.
Yeah, Bill Nick is 19 years dead last Monday.
I have got a question about Bill Nick and Ange Postecoglou and the banners there,
right,
Philip.
okay.
So I will bring that up.
Yeah, we'll leave that till later. Yeah.
Big up, mate, says Tequila. Good to see you, David says Simon Jordan. And then they're all just talking to each other. And then bad year for Everton all round. Yeah, it has been a bad year for Everton. Look, Philip, very quickly. Look, I got me thinking when I was hearing Simon Jordan and Jim White. And Jim White's banging the drum for Spurs to win the league and Postecoglou to do well at Tottenham. And
that makes
Simon Jordan saying, well, look, we have to see where they are around Christmas. And look, it's a sensible thing. They got the likes of me saying we'll win the title fight already. The double could be on. We could match the 61. And why shouldn't we believe? Why shouldn't we dare to believe, dare to dream? And there's people like you, Philip, well, hang on, let's get to Christmas. Let's see where we are. Probably the more sensible way of looking at it when there's a delusional one for me. So it got me thinking, Philip, are Tottenham overachieving? And I don't think they are. And I'll tell you why. I think we had the nucleus of a great team. It just needed the right manager to put the places in together. To get rid of the likes of Harry Kane, which we needed to get rid of, Philip. I said it before, we're relying on them too much. Are we now seeing the Tottenham we've always wanted to see because we're more of a team instead of a one-man team? So are we overachieving?
No. I think what we've got now is, if you class this like a cookery lesson, a cookery show, right? We've got the ingredients, right? But the ingredients are no good until the guy that mixes them together and produces the finished article. And that's what we've got at the minute. We've got a manager that can work with these players, that has the respect of the players, and is getting maximum 110% out of every one of them at the minute. And how often have we ever said that at Spurs? Never.
No,
I don't think.
Never.
So I don't think we're overachieving. This is the sum total of what's been going on over the last few months at Spurs. Since the dross of last season. It's an amazing achievement to get where we are at the moment.
But you look at Conte and what he said when he left, the debacle Conte and then the debacle of Stellini and then Ryan Mason and the shenanigans that went on at Spurs. You, me, after the AC Milan game, we left there both of us thinking, our Tottenham's dead. This is not a club we recognize. And questioning, do we continue to put all our lifeblood into this club? We'll always support it, but do we continue it? And really question yourself, Philip, won't we? And we were questioning ourselves.
Yeah, we were.
So to see the reaction between then and now, what has been the one thing that's lit the blue torch paper, if you know what I mean?
Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah.
It's him, down to him. He has come in, and we knew what his history was at other clubs, and we were hoping he could do the same thing here. We didn't think he'd do it as quickly. But the guy is a serial winner. He wins things wherever he goes. And he's got that, whereas Conte, to me, never, ever identified with the players or was aloof or away or trying to criticize him in front of other players and stuff. Ange is a different type of boy. Now, you heard that he gave them a real rollicking at the end of the game on Monday for the slack performance in the second half, which is only be expected. And he was dead right to do that. Maybe Conte would have gone in there and said, "Oh, well done, lads, you won 2-0 on to the next one," knowing full well that the same mistakes might arise in the next game. That will not happen now against Palace because Ange addressed it. In the middle of all the euphoria, going back to the top of the league, hang on, lads, you made a balls of some things there in that second half. Don't do it again. And they'll remember that, and they will carry it on to the next match.
Do you think they're listen? I hope you, if you are liking this, please hit the like button and subscription button. Please pick up your memberships, like some of you have in the chat, David or Wayne. It does help us grow. It does help me and Philip continue to do what we love doing, which is talking Tottenham and doing a bit of other things as well. And also, if you want to put in the super chat, we know times are hard there. We know electricity, food's up. We know times are difficult, so we will bring up everyone's comment. We always try to do that. But these things do help us a little bit. Get new equipment, doesn't it, Philip? Get new graphics, and it keeps us, because we, as you know, this is not, we don't get paid for doing this. We do this free because we love doing it, but we do like to bring you the best of stuff and try to bring you the best channel around. But anyway, we've got a question here from David. He's saying, why no statue for Bill Nick and fellow legends at the ground? Philip, how long have we been banging on about this? I think we need to do a stream where we need to do some sort of something to raise enough money ourselves as a channel to get a statue for Bill Nick or something outside the ground for Tottenham.
Well, I don't think we can do it with solely doing. I don't think that's feasible. But what we could do,
if we've got a few channels together.
No, I'll tell you what I think what needs to be done. Every member of every channel needs to write to the club and demand a statue.
But they're not going to listen, Philip. Something else.
Yeah, but then again, also you decide to buy a statue for Bill Nick. They might refuse to allow. They might refuse to show it in or let it be shown on the ground because they weren't nothing behind. They had nothing to do with the club. You got to remember, like a statue of that would cost a few £1,000.
But Philip, yeah, but the point is I'm making, Bill Nick is the greatest manager ever we've had.
Yeah, but by the way, there is a bust of Bill Nick in the ground. There is a bust that was in the old White Hart Lane.
See it.
I don't know where it is in the new stadium, right? But at least that's a start. No, I think you got to get a public campaign going at the club. Get a statue for Bill Nick. You know, and try and get the club. The other clubs have it, like
Manchester
Man United. They've got Bobby Charlton and Matt Busby and all these. Liverpool have it. Leeds have it. I think even
Newcastle have it.
Newcastle, yeah. So I mean, it should be done. It should be done, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't think there's enough members in any of these channels to get anywhere near the cost of putting up a statue. That would cost, and plus you have planning permission as well before you put. There's a whole load of things to be done.
Yeah,
you know?
But also for the point I'm trying to make is, do we do something to put pressure on the club to do this?
That's
you can write in, but you can write into the club, Philip. It does jack all.
You don't know that if enough people do it. If you get 2 or 3 letters, it'll do jack all. If you get 2,000 or 3,000, that's different.
So
that might have an effect on them.
If we get a few channels together and start hashtag statue for Bill Nick,
dude, that's a start, and send it on to the various emails addressed to the club so they can see what's going on. That's the way to do it. Start it.
Yeah,
doing it ourselves is a no-go. Not going to work.
We are going to probably do a stream on this and why there should be a statue for Bill Nick, and send it into the club. And we'll get people coming on. We'll do a video. We'll do like a members call in, and we're sending in what a Bill's Nick or Jimmy Greaves statue or Danny Blanchflower, something that shows our past. Now they may say, well, we've got all the programs in the stadium and that, but you go to Liverpool, they've got the Shankly Gates. They've got a statue, I think, of Bill Shankly outside the stadium. You go to United, Matt Busby, as you said yourself, Philip, Law, Best and Charlton. And they're talking about putting one up with Bobby Charlton now outside Old Trafford as well now.
I think another way of doing it would be to name one of the stands after Bill Nick. That might be even more noticeable than a statue. You know, it's to name the South Stand the Bill Nick stand or something like that, because that'd be easy done. That wouldn't cost anything. And it's a very good way of recommending. I think it's
something you and me going to have to knock our heads together to do something for this, Philip. I think we do. And I'm sure all the subscribers on our channel will get behind us on this. Well, we need to do a pre-record video of everyone coming on. Send us in your videos. We'll set up a WhatsApp group. Send in your videos of why there should be a stand named after Bill Nick and Jimmy Greaves at Tottenham Hotspur and Keith Birkinshaw. You got your 3 greatest managers: Arthur Rowe, Bill Nick, Keith Birkinshaw. Now there's 3 stands already. Why not call the stadium
Yeah,
the
I
Bill
can't.
Nicholson
I
Stadium?
can see, if I had to take a pick of all those, right, you're only going to get one stand named after a manager, right? It's got to be Bill Nick. The other two great managers did a lot for the club. Bill Nicholson was the one that got us the double, and that's the casting vote for me. It's got to be
But
Bill
Arthur
Nick.
and Rowe won us the league for the first time.
He did, yeah, I know he did, yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, if you had to pick out of the three, the one that had the greatest achievements was Bill Nick, trophy-wise.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Philip. But Arthur Rowe should not be forgotten. Or Keith
No, don't feel. I mean, put another bust of him up, or name one of the bars in the Arthur Rowe bar or something like that. There's ways of doing it, There's a lot of ways of doing it without.
I really do think we need. It's something that I really want to get my teeth into, Philip. I really want to do something. On this,
there's one manager coming up. You wouldn't be giving us.
I know what I'm going to give him. I know what I've already got it. I've already seen it, and I've got it up here. What I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've got a $5 super chat from David Shinchi. Big up, David. Thank you so much, Philip.
Thanks,
do you
David.
want to say anything to
Good
David?
man, David. Thanks very much. That's great. Appreciate that. Man.
And he says, "Great content, guys." Well, look, it's because of you we make great content. Philip is such a diva behind the scenes, lads. It's unreal. I mean, pink M&Ms.
Where's me pink M&Ms?
Mia as well wants M&Ms on a silk pillow. Do you know what I've got to work with? I mean, there's Dave and Jack, two lads you can meet down the pub for a few pints. Haven't got a problem. They don't have any divas. I work with divas. Do you know? I work with an Irish and English divas. Do you know? I don't know. God. Oh,
have you finished?
No, not really. No. Why have
Shut
you?
Up. Shut
no,
up.
You shut up. It's good night from me and good night from him.
Good night from him. Yeah.
A few K for a statue. What about an Eric Dyer magazine one day? Let that sink in. Yeah, that's actually very true.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Maybe half a day. A statue would be better as Santa House.
Had a few of them in the past, all right.
Yeah. David says, and plaques for Steve Perryman and fellow club legends. Yeah, exactly.
See, where does it end, though? You see, where does it end? You could have a plaque for every great player over the last years. Yeah, but you run out of space.
We should. Celtic celebrate their past. Why can we not celebrate our past, Philip?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. But why not?
How many of the 61 double sides alive now? Not many.
Not many. There's only Cliff Jones and Harry Medwin, I think. And there might be another one alive, but I think most of them are dead now, yeah.
Why don't we do something for them? Why don't we do... They achieved the greatest achievement in soccer in that time, winning the cup double. The league and cup double. No team had done that before.
That's true.
And we, as a club, you look at a good play to United celebrate their history. You saw it last night for Bobby Charlton. The Pied Piper coming out, the youth captain, somebody that was a player with Bobby Charlton and Ten Hag. And that you could have, I said to the missus, I said, you could have heard a pin drop at Old Trafford last night.
Yeah,
and then the
during the game as well, from what I can gather.
No, I will get on to that. So that game was absolutely fantastic, Philip. The ending of that game was unreal. But the point is, United know how to do it. They know how to celebrate their history. Liverpool do. Even Newcastle do. They got a statue of Alan Shearer, for Christ's sake, and one of Bobby Robson. So why don't we celebrate our history?
Well, let's write to the club and ask them. They do celebrate it, in certain ways. You know, they do. They
not the way they should do, though, Philip.
Well, listen, yeah, maybe not. But I see a lot of the history of the club was at the old ground, right? The plaque of Bill Nick and whatever, the bust of Bill Nick. Maybe the new ground hasn't been populated long enough to get round to doing all that. I'm sure they have plans to do things. They do remember certain players' anniversaries, and you'll get obviously when Jimmy Greaves died, there was they gave him a remembrance. And plus, remember that the one thing the club is very good at doing, and it's not publicised. They look after their old players, health bills and stuff like that.
I'm not stating that, Philip.
But I'm just saying that's all done in the background. We don't know how much else has been done.
Yeah, but
regarding the history of the club, regarding the past of the club, we don't know. We always see on match day. We don't know what goes on half the time.
But you look, Jack Leeds got the Jack Charlton stand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should name. Now maybe the naming rights not being done is holding back the stand's been named. But there should be one of the stands named after Bill Nick.
Why
Definitely.
can't we not call it the Bill Nicholson Stadium?
So we can call it what we like. We can call it what we like, but it's not the official name. It's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, that's true. Well, me and Philip are going to we'll probably do a podcast on that, Philip. One of the podcasts on that. Probably we'll drill into that. We will not be given any credit, even if we kick ass at Anfield or the Etihad.
Well, I'll tell you.
True.
Do you know one thing? I listened back to. Obviously, we don't listen to the commentary when we're watching the games on the watch along. But I listened back to what Sky, Alan Smith, was like an undertaker at a funeral when Spurs scored on Monday night. You know, it was like David Coleman. I always remember this back in 1970 when Germany scored the winning goal in the World Cup against England after being 2-0 down. David Coleman says, a goal. That was it. Alan Smith wasn't much better. It wasn't much better. You know, you swear now his beloved Arsenal below us in the league and he couldn't hack it. You know?
Was that the David Coleman goal? 1-0. That was it. That was his when they scored.
He was fairly short in he was a good commentator now. He was a good commentator.
He was.
But that I always remember that one now, a goal. You know, it was like a goal, get out.
Andrew says we were told the Bill Nick gates were going to be incorporated into the new stadium. What's happened to that? I think they still are, aren't they, Philip?
I think they would. I think the plans are there. Like if you've been to the stadium, there's no real place. Well, they could probably put up one of those atriums at the top of the south stand or something like that. But I'm sure they will look after that. Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Better. Where does David Pleat get his?
No, actually, I think Luton Town are going to give him that. Give him there. Things that happened in their area, you know.
I think David Pleat should have his statue on the curb on the street corner in Luton somewhere.
Now that's enough. Keep going. Just in case.
with a thing underneath it. Drive slowly if you can.
Drive slowly like I did.
Yeah, sponsored by the AA and RAC.
Don't get caught like I did. Anyway, lovely weather we're having, isn't it?
Boy, have you got experience of that, Philip?
No, absolutely not. No.
Oh, the Eric Dyer Stadium. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Oh God. Yeah.
It's already called that Dyer Land. Also, it's known as Dyer's Head. Big up Wayne. It says, does Philip have a roadie to carry his drumsticks? Apparently, Andrew's
they're the lightest part. If someone to carry me bloody drums, it'd be better. It's a nightmare getting them into the car every night after I finish.
Oh dear. We've got David as well. Certain criteria, Philip. We've got David said, I'm loving the Past Plays podcast with Dawn's Les Ferdinand and Reese one. Yeah, it's very good actually, I have to say. Big up to Mr. Lazy 8. Big up to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. I need to get in contact with you over the other thing. We need to get our heads together.
So do I. You know what I'm looking for? Will you send it on to me?
And also, me and Philip need to talk to you because we've got a slight change to our idea. But I need to talk to you. It says, in my opinion, Levy will never sanction a history-focused monument as it would only highlight the shortcomings of his own tenure. True. As soon as we win a major trophy, watch how quick he starts rolling out these statues.
yeah, that's not a bad point, actually. Yeah.
The stadium will always be White Hart Lane to me, Philip. Always will be. Lazy, probably he'd be on the high road with the chisel.
Yeah.
Big up, Nick. We're going tequila. My expectations for Spurs was 4, so they're slightly overachieving for me, but that's credit to them. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. We've got Brian Maguire. Big up, Brian Maguire. How?
Right.
He says, how to you. Last year, Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Keep them coming. Yeah. Keep them coming. I like
and
this
also,
diet.
You can use the Dire Straits analogy. They're saying money for nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
They're paying money for nothing to get into the ground.
Brian says, Maguire, how about the proper North London Stadium? No, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but it's going to be a name of some company. It's going to pay millions of quid to get their name on it, you know?
Yeah, the Philip Brady Stadium.
The Dermatron Stadium.
Oh, yeah, there you go. The Dermatron Stadium. Now, how about Thfc Till I Die Stadium?
Bit of a mouthful, that, isn't it? Dermatron sounds quicker.
Yeah. Well, shall we write into the club say we'd like to buy the naming rights? We can pay you
Make an offer of 15 quid.
15,
A top offer,
20,
15 quid.
Yeah.
20
We'll
at
go
push.
up.
We'll push to 20 if you insist.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So get behind us as we look to buy the naming rights of the. I don't know. What would you give it as an incentive, do you think, Philip, for them to really get the deal over the line? What can we give us an incentive?
Give them the name of the
Norman
club that
Geller
wants to
book?
buy Eric Dyer.
Yeah. Or maybe a Norman Geller book, because you have a book
I
that we're
have a
going to
book.
give away.
Yeah, I actually got it in the post last week. I didn't think I'd be getting it. I got an audio copy of it or a computer. I have a hard copy of it, so we'll be giving that away.
So a question is, Philip, do you want to come up with the question?
Oh, let me see. Okay, here's a quick one. Which team did Alan Gilzean sign for Spurs from?
And whoever gets it right, say in the next 10, 15 minutes, that's as long as we're going to be on for.
Yeah.
We'll get the book. So you've got 10, 15 minutes. Which team? Do you want to put that into the chat, Philip?
Yeah, I'll put it in here now.
Yeah. Now, talking about Bill Nick, his anniversary, Philip, and the great man himself, what would Bill Nick made of Ange's Tottenham? Would he have been impressed?
Oh, yeah. Playing the same type of football that Bill Nick had his team doing.
Yeah.
The passing, movement and everything, you know.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, he would be impressed. He would be impressed. And mind you, it's that time he was impressed. I'd say he spent, 2 of the last 3 years doing nothing but spinning in his grave, watching the stuff we were turning out.
Now, we know Ange likes history. We know Ange takes a lot from history. Would you have looked back at Bill Nick and think, do you know what? I can take something from the 60 side. I can take something from the 70 side. I can take something from the Berkshire side. Do you think he would do that? Or do you think he looked at Bill Nick and said, do you know what? That 50s and 60s side is how I want to play. That's the Tottenham way. Do you think he's done that?
I think he has, yeah. I think he has. The Tottenham way has only been replicated in short spurts since Bill Nick left the club. But Keith Berkshire did it for a while. David Pleat did it. Terry Venables for a brief number of years, time. George Graham didn't. What's his name? What's the other guy that used to manage us from QPR with the mullet?
Jerry
Francis. Yeah. Then it was really up to Mauricio Pochettino. We had a long time without any real Spurs football. Yeah. And then after that, not with Mourinho, not with Gordon Nolan, not with Conte. So now we've got it back, and we've got it back in spades. And I think the best is yet to come. I don't think we've seen half what Ange has got planned for that team yet.
No. Philip, do you want to go a few more minutes for the question, or do you think there's enough people in the?
Have we got enough? We'll give another 5 minutes because we want to discuss. Right, they're all right at the minute so far.
Yeah.
So
how are we going to do this? Are you going to write them down, Philip, or are you going to?
Yeah, I'll take a note of the names here, and then what we'll do is we'll find some way of changing.
We might bring Mrs. Brady back into it again because she picked the last winner.
Yeah, well, right. No, I think I'll pick it myself this time. Hold on now. She's not here listening to me. I'm all right. Hold on, we'll get a pen. I'm back in a sec.
Okay, we'll go through the thing. Look, for me, there's the question. The question's in the chat anyway, guys. Look, for me, Ange, Bill Nick would have loved this Tottenham side. He really would have Tottenham side. Now, we've got Palace on Friday. That is the predicted early lineup. Now, there's no changes. Højbjerg still in for Basuma. That begged the question: would you drop Basuma? Would you rest Basuma with Chelsea game on Monday? Now, Philip, we've got about 5 minutes. I need to shoot, so we haven't got long. Just very quickly, Philip, would you rest Basuma for the Chelsea game on the 6th? Philip, you there? Or Philip can't hear me. He hasn't got his earplugs in. Let me know in the chat. Let me have a know in the chat. Would you do that? We've got Colin Cross saying, nice to have a chat with some old farts like me. Big up, Colin. Hope you're doing well. We've got Dave Sanchez, 15% Ange ball. So far, in my opinion, exactly. We've got David says, Colin saying, good day, Colin. Good day, Colin, mate. We've got a few people in there. We've got Tequila saying, Andrew saying, last year, diarrhea. Now, I think we'll close that competition now. Are you happy with that, Philip? Yeah. Do you know, you cannot get the staff these days. They just do not put in headphones or anything. I don't know. Oh, he's back.
I'll tell you what we'll do. What we're gonna, I think we're going to do. We might tie this and make this into a 2-show prize, right?
Okay.
On Thursday night, right?
Oh, don't
we're actually doing something that is so unusual. It's going to be a wow. It's going to be brilliant, right? We're having a debate.
It's
right?
me.
Now,
it's me.
versus,
it's me putting Mia in her place. Actually, I own the
basically,
Hoybier did the band.
what we're going to do, hosting stroke refereeing, right? Dermot is making the case to keep Pierre-Emile Højbjerg at Tottenham, whereas Mia, the pocket rocket from Spurs between the lines, is going to be saying just the opposite. We should get rid of him, right? 5 minutes to give their point of view, why he should stay and why he should go. I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to ask them questions as to why they've said what they've done. And then what we're going to do, we're going to throw it open in the poll that for 24 hours after the show is broadcast, you can vote and say who won, Dermot or Mia, whether we keep Højbjerg or don't keep him. And I think what we'll do then is we will the 3 lads with correct answers here. If you can keep, it'll be just between you 3, right? But it'll be done on whatever comment you put in on the debate on Thursday night. The most humorous comments from Brian Maguire, Colin Cross, and Derek Hutchinson will win the book. Now, the book is The G-Men. It's about Alan Gilzean and Jimmy Greaves, and it's a fantastic read. It's
Brian Maguire, Andrew Gregory got it as well, Philip.
Did he get it? Sorry, I must have missed him. Sorry, well, that's been the 4 of them. But anyway, that's fine. I must have missed that.
Yeah.
So the 4 of you, whoever makes the most amusing comment on the debate will win the book.
And that is actually 9 o'clock Thursday evening. Chris says Dermo versus Mira, Simon Jordan versus Eddie Hearn. I'm taking the Simon Jordan.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to have a tin hat on me because they're going to need it when these two get going at each other.
I've already done my research. I've already got my stats ready. And to prove the point that I've got my stats ready, I'm going to show you something now.
You're going to be giving your information away to the enemy here, Dermot. Wolves have ears, you know that.
I'm not giving everything away yet. Just very quickly, Philip, just between you, me, and the people, and just 22 people that are watching. I mean, look at that man. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that. He was born on he's just pure perfection. He is Tottenham through and through. And I mean, just look at that. Tottenham Hotspur, that's all you're seeing because all the rest of the stats are behind there.
You don't know you've only got 5 minutes to make your case, and I'll have a stopwatch on it. You go 5 minutes and 1 second, and you'll be gone.
It's like a Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton sort of.
No, that was so one-sided. That wasn't even funny. This is going to be more down the middle, right?
So it's going to be like what a Michal Martin and Mary Lou McDonald sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or it could be a Keir Starmer and what's the Boris Johnson job? You know,
I am not Boris Johnson. Don't you start calling me Boris Johnson. Anyway, that's
he doesn't look like me either.
He does. No, he doesn't. Anyway. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Anyway, carry on.
Carry on before we get my social.
Yeah.
Now, that's the end of Newsbeat. Now, we've got another little job for you to do, guys. The intro, we've got 2 different bits of music. Now, we don't know what to start the show with or end the show with, so it's up to you. So let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll make that decision tomorrow. Philip, we're back on tomorrow at 4, and then on at 9. Well, we've got the match on Friday.
Yeah, I might have a problem at 4 tomorrow, Dermot. As I said, I'm away in the afternoon, but I'm back at night.
That's okay. Well, I'll probably do it with Mia.
It's just have a thing to do.
And then we've got the podcast on Saturday. We've got the rugby watch along on Sunday, and then we've got a day off on Saturday. I think Sunday we're off. We may do something Sunday, and then we're back Monday with Newsbeat. So
I wouldn't mind doing a watch along to the Man United game on Sunday. That could be very interesting.
Okay, we'll do that then.
If there's going to be a protest, there's going to be a protest.
Yeah, so we'll do that then.
Plus, it'd be great to watch 2 other teams and slag the hell out of them, not worry about Spurs.
Okay, then
we'll be 5 points clear at that stage.
Yeah. Okay, then we're going to do a watch along for Man City, Man United on Sunday. But let us know what you'd like us to use as our intro or outro. So we played the intro. This is now the the outro with new music, with no talking. So let us know what you think. Let us know in the comments. And then tomorrow at 4 with Newsbeat, we will play the winner. So big up. We've got a few more people. Philip Colin says, give the book to them. I only read in Welsh.
Oh, interesting.
Big up, Colin. David says, Philip singing, it's not unusual. Exactly, David.
Don't you start, David. Don't you start.
And Elvis got a lot of bookings. The man is in demand. Yeah, he is. He is. He is. We won't go any further there, will we, Philip?
No.
He's just waiting for his right time. But anyway, this is the new outro. Thank you for today. Got Chris said, maybe an outro for Bobby Charlton tribute. We are going to do something actually along them lines. I'm going to speak to Colin and see can we do something for Saturday, especially for the Bobby Charlton thing. And Colin says, "Oh, give it to me as I've supported Spurs since 1958, and I need a good book to read in the winter."
Good man, Colin. Right. What you do is you come up with a good reply to the debate on Thursday night, and then we give it to the best one.
And David said, thanks, guys, and hooray, all to be safe. Exactly. Yeah, we are back tomorrow. So let us know in the comments which intro you want us to use as an intro. Which one do you want to use as an outro? So A is the one with the talking. B is the one with the music. Tell me what you think, because me and Philip cannot decide. Whatever you do, look after yourself. God bless. Take care. Come on, you Spurs. In big Antrim trough. And Philip, what do? We never stop. Because we're Tottenham Hotspur.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
No, Dermot, just press the outro, he's saying.